back to my channel. Today I'm finally doing the other half of my skincare empties that I did, I don't know, probably 3 weeks now. I'm actually getting to the makeup empties part. I've got so much makeup here, so I kind of put them into like sections. And like my mascaras, I have so many, I'm not going to go through every one of them, but I'll kind of just hit on the highlights and I'll show you all of them. I think this makes me happier than my skincare empties. One, because my skincare empties are a lot more expensive to replace. And two, because I don't know, I feel like I've really accomplished something if I've finished a makeup product. And I've finished a ton of makeup products. Now, some of these expired before I could finish them, or I just didn't like them and I threw them away, so I'll touch on that too. But I'm not going to do any more than a minute intro because I got a lot to talk about. So because I have so many mascaras, I'm going to start with those first. I have 18 empty mascaras. That's insane. But it's been a while since I've done empties, and half of these are from my kit. So real quick, I have 3 of the empty L'Oreal Voluminous eye primers, lash primers, which I have said many times are my absolute favorite. The only thing I don't love about them is that I don't feel like they last as long as some of the other eye primers or eyelash primers that I've used. Luckily, I can get them at $6 at Kroger's, so it's not a big deal for me to have to like replace it once every 5 weeks. But because it runs out so fast, I have gone through 3 of those. But again, it's something that I will continue to repurchase over and over again. Even if there is a better one that comes out high end, I still think I'm going to use this one because I love this one so much and it's so inexpensive. I have one of the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Blacks. I really should have 3 in here from my kit, so I don't know where the other ones went. Oh, well, here's one of them. Okay, so I at least have 2. I know I've had more than that, so this is the one that I use in my kit most. This is the waterproof version. And I just find it's the blackest black you can find in a mascara, and I love the formula so much. And because I go through them so quickly in my kit, I do choose to buy a more inexpensive formula, but you don't see the inexpensive price tag in the result, and that's why I love them so much. All right, these are the Stila Huge Extreme. I have a deluxe size sample and a full size Big Daddy that I have gone through. I am on another one. This is my very favorite mascara. I'm using one lately that is coming very close, but it's still the same price, so it's not like, you know, I found this awesome dupe. It's just another really good mascara, so I love the Stila. All the rest of these are either deluxe size samples or ones that I finished or ones that just expired. There's not any in here that just completely wowed me, so I'm not gonna like really press on any of them, but there weren't any that I absolutely hated either. So yeah, I don't feel like I need to like really talk about them per se. They weren't my favorites, but they weren't the worst. So those are just all the other ones that I've gone through. And then this one I do really love, the Roller Lash, and this is a deluxe size sample. I have another deluxe and a full size in my backup drawer, so I do enjoy that one. And finally, I finished a MAC Giga Black Lash for my lower lashes, which I need to put to the side so I can take it back to MAC. Kind of on the along the lines of lashes, I have an empty Revitalash lash serum. A lot of you always ask me what I do for my lashes because they are natural and I don't ever now wear false lashes. And this is what I do. I use the Revitalash serum once a night. I've gotten to a point where I probably don't need to use it once a night, but I still do just because it's habit and I'm just so scared that if I stop, they're gonna go away. So this is one that I completely finished and I'm almost out of the one I'm on now. I already have it back up. So really like this. I get it at premierlook.com, but you can also get it on nordstrom.com. I finished a few NYX micro brow pencils. These are the closest dupe I have found to the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I keep them in my kit because I would rather pay $10 for something I go through so often than $21 or even, you know, it's not quite that with my discount, my pro discount, but still, I find these to be cheaper and just as good. Couple liquid liners, the Tarte Precise Longwear Liner. I did not like this. I used it, but it was not my favorite. It was a felt tip, and I felt like it dried up very, very quickly, so I cannot recommend that. And then my Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, which is by far my favorite liquid liner. I'm not a huge liner person, but if I'm going to use it, this is the one I like. Now, as far as liners for the waterline, I am a huge liner person, and I wear one in my waterline and tightline every day. These 2 colors I have run out of. They are 2 of the deluxe size versions of the Marc Jacobs gel highliners. It's black and cocoa, so it's like a kind of a goldish brown color. So I did run out of those. I do find them to last a very long time as far as what you get in this package. However, you have to be careful because once they get down to a certain size, they will fall out of the actual tube itself. So you have to be careful with that. This is, I'll kind of touch on eyeshadows real quick. This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils. I just wanted to show you this because obviously it's not empty. I just don't like them. I bought quite a few on, I don't know what that website is. Something Cherry. I don't know. They sell a lot of drugstore stuff and they have a lot of sales sometimes. It's really pretty. I don't know if you can see it right here. And it swatches nice on the hand. I just don't find that you can get the pigment that you get on your hand on your actual eyelid without literally just digging into your eye, which I don't think anybody wants to do. So I just find there are many, many, many better eye pencils out there, and I just didn't like this. So this is just one of the many that I've thrown away in the past, but I just wanted to touch base on that. Two other eyeshadows, which I'm really very sad about. These are the Josie Maran Coconut Watercolor eyeshadows. They are by no means finished. In fact, I think I only use them like 3 times each. And while I love them, the tip broke off of both of the applicators, and when I went back to look at the reviews, that is not uncommon. In fact, probably like 25 to 30% of the reviews were giving them bad reviews because of the packaging and applicator. I find that it was harder to use without the tip. It was doable, but one of the reasons I love these was the ease of application and how fast they were. Not so fast when you have to totally redo how you apply them when you don't have the original applicator. So I'm throwing those away, and I'm really sad about it because, like I said, I love the formula and I love the colors. It's just that applicator, the packaging has got to change for these to be repurchased by me. I finished my Bare Minerals 5-in-1 Advanced Performance Cream Eyeshadow. This is what I use for my eye primer every day. This is in the color Coconut, but it's also, I think they changed it to Bare Nude, Barely Nude or something, but it's the same color. So which is what I'm using now, but I am finished with that one. Not really eyeshadow. It's actually, it should have been in skincare, but this is the, maybe it was in skincare. Okay, well if it wasn't, I finished up the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream. I may have put it back in there to save it for my back to MAC. Anyways, this is the only eye cream, not the only, but one of the only eye creams I carry in my kit. I use it on 80% of my clients, and it's amazing. A couple of eyebrow products. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Blonde. I prefer a darker brow than this now. I got this a long time ago. It dried up very, 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 very quickly. And so I use this, which is all gone. This is the e.l.f. Lock-On Liner and Brow Cream, and I use the color light brown. $4, $18, $21, however much this is. I have already bought a backup of this and I love it. So I highly recommend the e.l.f. over the Anastasia. Okay, quite a few complexion products. This is a deluxe size sample of the Cover FX Anti-Aging Primer. I like this so much, I did purchase the full size, so that shows you how much I love it. I'm about halfway done with the full size. But that's why I like these little samples that you can get, because it really lets you know if you want to buy a full size of a product without having to pay for it. So again, very good. 2 more primers I used up. One is personal. This is the Touche Éclat by YSL, the Blur Primer, my favorite all-time primer. So of course I had a backup before I even ran out. And this is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. This is what I use in my kit. One of the ones I use in my kit. And I have already purchased the jumbo size before I ran out of this because I didn't want to be without it for my kit. I'm really sad to throw this away because I still have that much left, but I've had it for over 2 years and I just don't feel comfortable putting it on myself. I really don't feel comfortable putting it on my clients for fear that they could have some kind of reaction because of how old it is, especially when it says it expires in 9 months. I don't always go by that. I think sometimes it's a marketing ploy to try to get you to buy makeup more often, but I do think that if it's been 2.5 years, it needs to go. And it's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector, and it's the color Moonstone. I love it. It needs to go. And a couple of foundations. I ran out of the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. Completely gone, 104 and 107. One of the foundations that I carry in my kit, I carry probably 6 different ones, and this is the only drugstore, pretty much the only drugstore anything other than the NYX brow pencils that I carry in my kit. That's how good this is. I go through them very quickly and absolutely love them. This kind of pains me too. I have had this for over 2 years. and I only have about that much left, so I just think it's time to put it to rest. And it's the By Terry Terribly Denseless Tint Serum Wrinkle Control Serum Foundation. This was $110, the most expensive foundation that I have owned to date, and I just liked it, but I didn't love it. I don't think that it was worth $110. I won't be repurchasing it. There are some things from By Terry that I think are completely worth her luxury price tag. This is not one of them. And the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. I have very, very, very little of this left. And quite honestly, it's too light. It's not consistent with the other MAC colors that I'm in. I got it in NC25 for my winter color, which normally I am. And this is more NC15, NC20 on me, even after it oxidizes. So even though I do love it and I do plan on repurchasing it in the future when I use up some of these other foundations that I have, I won't be getting NC25, so do be aware that the colors are not consistent and that you really should go get color match before you buy this. All right, those were the complexion products for the face. Now I have some concealers to go through. Two correctors, one of which I'm not done with, but I just didn't love. And I think I touched base on this on my corrector video. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid in Peach. Again, I have probably that much left. I just didn't love it. I don't feel like it covered the amount of darkness that I needed covered. If you have very minimal darkness and you're wanting something that's going to brighten, this is going to be good for you. However, if you have actual dark circles that you need to correct, I don't feel like this is going to have enough coverage to actually correct and conceal those dark circles. So I won't be repurchasing this. I wish they would come out with an orange shade, and let me see, but even the formula wasn't my favorite. It was a little bit thicker than I care to use, especially when I know I'm going to be topping it with another product, a concealer to cover that corrector up. I don't want it to be thick, and this was pretty thick, so I just wasn't a fan. The Sephora Bright Future Gel Corrector in Melon. This is what I use in my kit, and I do love it. In fact, I've been using another tube that I have on myself personally lately, and I have been really enjoying it. It was one of my favorable reviews on my corrector video, so I am out of that, already repurchased. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. When I first got this, I loved it. And then the more I used it, I don't know if my circles just got a lot worse or what, but it just wasn't enough coverage, and it kind of caked up. It was so hydrating that it started to cake up under my under eyes, so something to take into consideration. But if you have super, super dry under eyes, I know a lot of people like it, so I just won't be repurchasing it. The Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer, I'm out of this. This is very reminiscent of the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, so if you're on a budget and want something very similar to that, I highly suggest this. This is the HD Lifting Concealer from e.l.f. I bought it in brightening and I just never used it. However, I have, that sun is really coming in, so sorry if I'm like blindingly bright. I have used this in another color, and I think the formula is actually very impressive. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Custard. I bought the small size to try it out before I purchased the big one. I liked it so much that I indeed purchased the big one. The only thing I can say with this, because I know there are mixed reviews, I do not go directly under my eyes with this. I start pretty much right here and go down, and then I blend it up with my sponge. I find that's the only way that it does not get cakey under the eyes. So if you have tried this and have had issues with cakiness, try it that way. I think you'll enjoy it much better. This is the Chanel Perfection Concealer. I got this in my So Schwa box, and I have a love-hate relationship with this concealer. It is probably the most flawless looking concealer I have ever put under my under eyes. So flawless. No matter what I set it with, it did not crease, it did not crinkle, it did not settle, it did not bunch. It just looked flawless. My hate with this is that it's just not enough coverage for me, even over a corrector. So I went back and forth. I had it in my cart at Nordstrom. I had it out of my cart at Nordstrom. And, you know, I probably got 4 or 5 uses out of that. And by the 5th time, I was like, you know, I just can't warrant $42 for something that isn't exactly the right amount of coverage that I personally need. But I'm telling you, if you have maturing under eyes and you don't have a ton of darkness to cover, that is the concealer for you. It is so good as far as like the finish. It just wasn't enough coverage, which just makes me so upset. All right, real quick, we just have a few lip products. First, I'm going to go into some sprays. I don't know if I talked about this. The Scandinavia Makeup Finishing Spray. I finished this in my kit. I do really like that. My MAC Fix Plus, I feel like I talked about that in my skincare. This one I know I haven't talked about. It's the Pixie Makeup Fixing Mist, and I've got like that much left, but honestly, I just felt like it was not as moisturizing as I like a mist to be when I set my makeup. It does have alcohol as the second ingredient after water, which is pretty par for the course for setting sprays that are supposed to prolong the wear of your makeup. I know Scandinavia is the same exact way. Urban Decay All Nighter is the same exact way. I just have found that with my normal skin, I don't really need help actually setting my makeup. I need help blurring the powderiness and moisturizing my skin. So I've kind of gone off of the setting sprays and I've started buying moisturizing hydrating mist, and that's what I find that works best for me. So I won't be repurchasing the Pixie one for myself. All right, some lip products. These are two lip balms. This is the RMS Lip and Skin Balm. It's the Simply Vanilla, although I do not feel like it smells like vanilla at all. I'm at the very, 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 very bottom of it, and RMS is not a cheap brand. It's organic. It's supposed to be natural. That's great. I think I actually got this in my Beautylish box last year. I would not repurchase. It's such a small amount of product. I'm trying to see if it shows back here. It may have been on the box. And it didn't like wow me with the actual moisturizing benefits of it. So I don't envision me repurchasing this because I'm assuming it's probably like 30 bucks because it's RMS. This one, however, did wow me. I'm currently using a Sarah Happ lip balm, but I like this one better. So when I'm done, I may repurchase this. This is the Glam Glow Pout Mud Wet Lip Balm Treatment. It comes in this. I actually bought this last year when you could only get it in the duo with the exfoliator, lip exfoliator. And I think now you can buy it separately. It came with a ton of product. 0.85 ounces. I'm talking this entire thing was full. Woo! Was full. And it took me a year to go through it all. It's amazing. It's that stuff. It's the kind of thing you put on your lips at night. And honestly, you wake up the next morning, none of it is gone. You still have the same moisturized lips. It smells minty. It doesn't feel tingling, but it just feels very refreshing, and it's just really good. So I highly, highly, highly recommend the Glam Glow Pout Mud Wet Lip Balm Treatment. These I could just cry over. I could just cry over this. This is the Bite Beauty Retsina Lip Cream. I am going to dig out all of that and put it in a pot. This is two of them, and it's the last two that I had, and I could just cry because this is my all-time favorite lipstick of life. I've gone through like 4 tubes. I just absolutely love it. I love the formula and I love the color, and this is very similar to the color. This is BH Cosmetics Forever Nude Cream Luxe Lipstick, and you're not gonna be able to see it, but it's a nude pink. It's my go-to. Now I know you cannot at all compare these formulas. A food grade, like really good ingredients, made in China lipstick. I understand that. But I do enjoy this because it does look the same and I don't have any issues with my lips. So if you're okay with stuff being made in China and only costing like $3.50, then I do enjoy the BH Cosmetics one. Two more things. I am out of my Blankety lipstick, and I did scrape this because this is the one I use in my kit. Go to. If you're a makeup artist, this is like the #1 lipstick that's chosen by my brides. So beautiful. And I'm out of my Bare Minerals Gen Nude Gloss in Far Out. This was by far my best and most favorite lip gloss since I have bought it. And I am waiting to finish Groovy, which is the other color I bought, and then I'm going to purchase some more. I just have so many lip glosses. I'm trying to be good. Oh, I'm not done. This is one more thing, and this is the... Woo! Oh, no! It just broke a little bit more, but this is my NARS Tahiti. It's so dirty because it's been down in that bag. Tahiti bronzer in Laguna. And it's just the Tahiti part because it came with like the Ita brush. but this is it. And it's just, it got to the point where every time I would use a brush, it would just break apart some more. So I just could not use it. And then obviously it has now fallen out of the actual container. I do love Laguna. I have so many bronzers right now. I'm not going to repurchase it anytime soon, but it is one that I'm comfortable recommending to pretty much everyone because it is so good. So that is all of my makeup empties. I have already started a new bag of skincare empties, and I'm just, you know, I'm rolling on. I'm trying to get them all done. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a very blessed day.